So, welcome everybody. Welcome again to Quarters Den. And today we are going to continue from where we left. We did conditionals. We stopped at loops. Yes. So now we are going to go on and move to the next topic that we have, which is, we stopped at arrays actually. I thought we did loops. Oh, the next thing we are doing is loops. Okay, so today we'll be working on loops. Very short, as you can all see. You can hear me, right? Hello.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we'll be working on loops. So what are loops? Most of the activities we do in life are full of repetitions. Imagine if I ask you to print out from 0 to 100 using console.log. To implement this simple task may take you 2 to 5 minutes. To be honest, if you are a slow type, if you are someone that types slowly, it's going to take you more than 2 to 5 minutes, about 10 minutes. Such kind of tedious and repetitive task can be carried out using loop. So in programming languages, to carry out repetitive tasks, we use different kind of loops. The following examples are the commonly used loops in JavaScript and other programming languages. The first one is the for loop, which if some of you have, maybe done some little programming, probably in school, C, C++, you would have known about for loops. So for inside the bracket after the for, okay, this is how the structure goes. The statement for, after the statement for, there's a parenthesis, and then inside it takes in three things: the initialization, the condition, and the increment or decrement. So, and after that, you open your curly braces or curly brackets, and then your code, whatever you want to be implemented in that loop, you put it inside the curly brackets. So this is an example. So let us create our own example. Okay, this was what we did last class. So last class is gone. So for let's I is me. I will always advise you to use more than one letter to declare your variables. Practice. So it's very good practice. Let I be equal to 0. And after you write each one, semicolon, I is less than. Okay, let me ask you guys something. If I want to write a loop that will do something 100 times, what is going to be the range? I'm starting from 0. That's what's written here, the initialization. But I want to write a loop that will do something from 0 to 100. What value is going to be here? What value will I write here? I want to do something 100 times. And the first time it starts is 0. It starts from
Less
0.
than or equal.
Eh?
I less than or equal to 100.
Less than or equal to 100. Are you sure? It's going to start from 0, remember, not from 1.
Yes.
If it was starting from 1, yes, less than or equal to 100 would have been great. But it is starting from 0. For example, now if you want to count from 1 to 100, you are going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on till you reach 100. But if you actually start counting from 0 and you count that 0 as 1, for example, this is what I'm saying. Let me use 6 as an example. We have numbers 0, 1, 2, what's the next number after 2? Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we want to count from 1 to 6, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it will work 6 times. But if our counting was from 0, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it will actually stop at 5 before 6. That is, it's going to stop at the number less than 6. So if I want to do something 100 times, it's actually going to be less than 100 because I am starting from 0. If I had said from I is equal to 1, then yeah, you would have been right. It would have been less than or equal to 100. But because I am starting from 0, it's going to be less than 100. And then when you have a loop, uh, you have to let it know when it should increase or it should decrease. For example, this is a loop. I said when I is going from 100, from 0 to 100. If I write anything here now, if I write any code here, okay, let me just say uh, console.log 2. It is going to continue doing this till kingdom come. It is not going to stop. Why? Because I said let I be equal to 0. So it would have taken it in his mind that, oh, I is equal to 0. Then the condition that it should continue doing this when I is less than 100. It should only stop when I is 100 and above. And then I have declared that I is equal to 0. So it will do it 0, it will come back and check. I is still 0. Do it again, I is still 0, I is still 0, I is still, because I did nothing to change it. So that is why we always need an increment or a decrement in our condition, either in our loop or in our condition. In the for loop, it's best practice to put it inside your for loop. So the increment will be this: a I plus plus. That's what I would have written, but I don't think. Can you see two 100 times? Let me check my console so that you guys can see. I think it was this. So two, can you see? It actually console.logged 2 100 times, as you guys can see right here. So that is how it works. That's the basic understanding of how the for loop works. That was why I took my time to explain it, because you'll be using it a lot. Most people love it. I don't really like before. I don't use it. Not that I don't like it. I don't use it that much. So we'll go to, yeah. So that's how to use the for loop. That was what they did here. But the only difference here is that they changed the condition that was there. So now what they did here was they combined. Okay, let me do it so that I can ask you guys to. So the thing is, even though the numbers that you have declared or the variable that you have declared here, you can also use it inside within the scope of your loop, the variables that you have declared. For example, now if we did array last time, right? So if I have an array of numbers, so let me say BRS be equal to, I'm coming, let me take this from my table to give me space. Okay, equal to let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I want to get the number of, like, I want to get each element of this array. I want to get each element of this array, and I don't want to write a long code for it. An easy way to do that is actually to write a loop. I'll just say console.log, and then I have to change my condition too. It's no more going to be 100. It's going to be this array numbers dot length to I plus plus. So it's going to be console.log numbers. The variable you're using to iterate here, you can actually use it within the scope of the loop. So it's going to be numbers I. So it is going to console.log. Let's check our console. So this is what you are going to see. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's actually going to console.log everything, all the elements in the array. Why? Because we said from I is equal to 0 to I less than numbers dot length. That is to I less than 9, less than 10. I will know the index of an array, the last index of an array is the length minus 1. So we are saying less than the length. So it's actually not going to reach the length. It's going to stop at 9 because we are saying less than. So for example, now the length of this array is 10. If it reaches 10, it will say false. Why? Because 10 is not less than 10. 10 is equal to 10. The only number where it is the last number where it's going that is going to record true for it is 9, because 9 is actually less than 10. True. So yeah, that's how it works. And then the example they used here was also, it's actually a cool example. They use template literals with it. We are going to do it with another loop, not with this for loop. And then what I did, similar to what I did, that's what they did here also. What they did was that you can also, if I want to, um, let's say, if I want to multiply everything inside this array by 2, that is, the result I want to get is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, whatever, 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 whatever. I want to get it as another array. So what I'll do is I'll first create another array, numbers, I'm thinking about the name to use, numbers, okay, times 2. So, empty array. The reason why I'm declaring this variable outside is because, for example, if I declare these numbers times 2 inside, I'll not be able to use it outside this for loop. That is why I'm declaring it outside first, so that it's not going to cause scope issues for me later. It's like you are in a big house. Let's say you are in a mansion. If you are, how can I even describe it? You are inside a mansion, and then inside a mansion there are different rooms. For example, no, don't let me use that example. Let's say, okay, you are in Africa, you're in the continent Africa. There are different countries in Africa. In each of those countries there are different states. Let's say you are in Africa now. You are out, like you are hovering over the continent. From the continent, from outside that continent, you can actually enter inside Nigeria, and then from Nigeria you can enter inside Lagos. From Lagos you can enter and even go to the island, and so on and so forth. So that's also how JavaScript variables work. There's something we call scope. So now, something that I've declared outside this scope here is inside the one outside. If I create another scope inside, that one will be inside, and then you cannot use it outside. That is, whatever I declare here, I will end up not being able to use it outside. That's why I'm declaring it outside first, so that even after this loop, I can still use this variable. I'll be explaining later on, and you guys will be getting to understand more on it too. So if I want to multiply it by 2, it is going to be numbers dot length multiplied by 2. So it's going to be numbers times 2 dot push. Then before that, so that it will be more explanatory, let me first multiply each of them by 2. Let's times 2 equal to numbers I multiplied by 2. So I am going to push times 2 inside. That is, I am creating a variable, and the variable is going to be each of this, because it is going to, this loop, it loops like one at a time. It's first going to do for when I is equal to 0. It's going to do this. Numbers I is the same thing as saying number 0, the index, the one that has index of 0 multiplied by 2. So it's going to do 1 times 2. It's going to do that. That will be times 2. And then it's going to push it. Push this times 2. It's going to push it inside the array that we created outside. That's how it works. So it is going to do that. 0 is going to check again. There's an increment plus plus. That is I plus 1. So I will be 1. It will do it again when I is 2, when I is 3, and so on and so on and so forth. So outside here now, number times 2, we are now going to get a multiplied version of our numbers. That's how the for loops works. So yeah, it's basically what they are doing here. So does anyone have a question on for loop, on the for loop? I know there are going to be questions. I know there are questions. You guys can ask. Um, Hello?
Sir,
Yes? Mm-hmm. Hello, I can hear you. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Well done, sir. So, you don't have to declare the console.log again before. Okay, console.log just make it to show on the outer part like the way it is now.
No, it's because
So
I'm using an
that means
extension called Coca.
um
If I want to see it
the
on the cons,
increment that is plus 222. Can you
this,
hear me?
yes, I'm coming.
Sir,
Let me. Yes?
the the increment, the
This one?
plus two plus the
Mm,
plus the increment.
mm-hmm.
No, normally the I is equals to 0. It was the increment that turned it to from 1, abi?
The I, yes. At first, the
Sir, can
I
you hear
was,
me?
yes, I can
Do you
hear
get my
you.
question?
Yes, I get your question. At first, the I,
Hello?
I said I can hear you. I can hear you. I'm trying to explain the answer
Okay.
to your question now. So yes, at first the I was 0. So the first value for I is going to be 0. It's going to check if this condition, this one, it's only for the first time that it checks the loop. It's the initialization, that is where the loop is going to start from. That is what this is. This is where the loop is going to start from.
Yes.
This is starting. This is where the loop is going to start from, and this is where the loop is going to end. So this is the starting point. This is the ending point, and this right here is the increment or the decrement that you want. It can be I plus plus, it can be I plus is equal to 2, it can be I is equal to I plus 2, I is anyhow you want it. It just shows the rate at which the variable that you declared, the rate at which it is going to be changing during each time, like each time it enters the loop.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it shows. So it starts from 0, is going to end here, and this is how it's going to be changing. And what we made this I plus plus means it's going to increase by 1. So each time it goes to the loop, it will increase by
Okay,
1.
sir. Thank you.
That's how it works. You're welcome. So we'll continue.
Damlai, why do you have double high? Please, can you explain?
Because I don't like declaring my variables with just one letter. I could do like this and it would be correct. Mm, come in over. Let's check. Oh, it's right here.
You haven't changed the double high
Aha.
in the last week.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. I'm gonna change it. So yeah, it will still work. I just don't like declaring my variables with one letter. So yeah. So yeah, we'll move. So to while loop. If we are done with the basics of the for loop, we'll now move to the while loop. The while loop, to me, it looks kind of easier, and in actuality, it is faster. Like just by milliseconds or just by small milliseconds. So this is how to use the while loop. What the while takes is the condition. That is, while I'm coming, what it literally says is while something is true, true. So while something is true, do this. This is literally how it works. Is it while you write while you put a condition here, and if it sees that the condition is true, it is going to do what you want it to do. What you write inside these curly braces is going to do it. For example, if I have okay, let's say I want to do this same thing that we did. The same thing that we did. The thing is, the while loop takes only the condition. That means this declaration you have to make it outside. That is, let me switch on my cooker again. That is, let I be equal to 0. And the reason why this is not giving me a problem is because this one was inside a scope. Now this one is outside. If they were both outside, if they were both outside, it would give me an error. They are in different scopes, so it's understandable. So I have declared the starting point outside. What I want to use to iterate it, I've already declared it outside. I'll now say while, what's the condition that we need? This is the main condition that we need. Put our condition there. We open our curly braces. What do we want it to do? We want it to do this. This is what we want it to do. But now we are not yet done. We have the initialization of our loop, which is starting from when I is 0. We have the condition, but now if we just type this and we want it to work, it is going to work till eternity. Why? Because we only have the initialization, which is 0. So it's going to come okay, I is 0. Is 0 less than numbers dot length? Our numbers dot length is actually 10. Yeah, so 0 is less than 10. It's going to do it. Come back and check. Oh, it's still 0. 0 is less than 10. It's going to do it. It's still 0. So it's going to continue doing it forever, forever, and ever. And then your laptop will probably hang, and then your live server too will hang. So to give you problems. So now the way is that this decrement or increment or whatever that we want to put, we are going to put it inside our loop. So it's going to be I plus plus. So now what's going to happen is I start from 0. So it's going to check, is 0 less than numbers dot length? Yes. Okay, let this is going to do this. It's going to do this too. It's also going to do this. But now when it does this, our I was 0 before. That is, it's now going to be 0 plus 1. That is, this plus plus means plus 1. 0 plus 1. So it's going to go here. 1 less than this, blah, blah, blah. 1 plus 1 again is going to be 2. Again, 2 plus 1, 3. And so on and so forth. Till it's going to get to 9. That is 8 plus 1, 9. It's going to come here. Is 9 less than 10? Yes, it will do it. Then 9 plus 1 again is going to be 10. So it's going to come here. Is 10 less than 10? It is false. And then the loop will end. That's how the while loop works. For now, does anyone have a question concerning the while loop? Because you guys will be using loops a lot. A lot. Except you want to be typing 1,000 lines of code.
I'm sorry, Larry. Do you have to put the I plus plus under, or like before you declare the let's times two? Like, can you put it before you declare the times two?
If I put it before I declare the times 2, this is how it's going to work. It was 0 here. If I put I plus plus here, it will immediately become 1. And then once it becomes 1, it's going to come here. Let times 2 is equal to these numbers 1. It's going to check the index of the what has the index of 1, and that is going to be 1. So it is going to skip 0. Let me show you. You understand? It's not going to start from 0 again. It's going to start from 1 this time around. As this I times 2. Oh, because numbers already changed. Let times 2 be equal to numbers I multiplied by 2. I'm coming. Yes. So it's not going to start from 1 anymore. It's not going to start from when it was, what do you call it? Am I the one making mistake? Oh, chill, chill. Let me try something. This is 2, 4, 6. Where did my number start from? 1, 2, 3, 4. Amazing. Oh. Coming. Let me console.log it to check. Let me see. It ends at none. I want to know the reason why it ended at none. Yes, yes, yes. So as I was saying, it is going to start from uh okay, this one is pre-increment. That's probably why it ended at none. It's posts. Yes, so this is what is going to happen. When it starts the loop, by the time it gets to this numbers dot length, our numbers dot length is equal to 10 from this. Our numbers dot length is 10. So when it gets to 9, it's going to go here and do this. So 9, this and that. It's going to check if 9 is actually less than number dot length, which is true. So after it checks, it's going to do I plus plus again. That is, our I plus plus is now actually 10. And our 10, the last index of our numbers dot length is 9. Let me show you. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The last index of our numbers of our numbers array is 9. But the thing is, by the time this one checks here that 9 is less than number dot length, it is true. It is going to enter the loop. Once it enters the loop, it's going to do I plus plus. That is 10. I plus plus now is going to be 10 from 0. So by the time I plus plus is 10, it's going to come here to check the index of 10. And it is not going to find the index of 10. Why? This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's no index of 10. So by the time it pushes it, whatever it gets here is not going to be a number. And that is why it is going to show you none at the end of it. None. This is it here. That's why it's going to show you none. Either to show you none or undefined. Anyone. So do you guys understand? Or I should explain again? I can explain again if you want, because I know it's quite confusing.
Please explain again.
Okay. So this is it. This is how the while loop works. The condition is here. Once it finds out that this condition is true, it will do what is in the scope. So if you put your increment inside this place, this is what's going to happen. While it starts from 0, so while 0 is less than numbers dot length, which is true. So because 0 is less than number dot, the loop is only going to stop when it sees that it is false, right here. And now, what we want to do is we want to multiply this array by 2. That is each index of this array multiplied by 2. And then the last index that we want to multiply, that is when we want our loop to stop, is when the index of the array is 9. We don't want it to do when the index of the array is 10, because we don't have an index of 10 in this array. Like we don't have an index of we don't have a 10th index in this array. Why? Because the index of 10, which is the last element of this array, is actually 9. Let me write it. Index of 10 is 9. Index of 10 is 9. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it will come here. Let's say I9 is equal to 9. It will come here again. Is 9 less than numbers dot length? The condition will say yes, 9 is less than numbers dot length. It will move inside to go and work because the condition is true. When it moves inside, it will see the increments that you put and say, oh, this plus plus, and then it's going to do it. It's going to turn that 9 to 10. So when it is 10 already, we don't have an index of something that is 10, which will make our loop to be untrue. We are going to get a result that we do not desire. Why? Because we don't have an index of 10 right here. The last index that we have is 9, which is here. For example, now, if you guys still don't believe, let's do numbers index of 10. What do you mean by index of 10 is undefined? Search for numbers. Okay. I make a spelling mistake somewhere. Why is it showing me that index of 10 is undefined? Show me undefined. Coming. Let me add something here. Where's the index of showing me undefined? Done wrong here. I'm coming. Numbers 9. Okay, 10 is the ninth index. So why is it not showing me the index of 10? Index. Okay. Then I have no idea why index of is not working. Now it's working. I don't know what went wrong, but it is what it is. So now it is working. So we can see that the index of our last element, which is 10, is actually 9. So by the time 9 is here, 9 is less than numbers dot length. It is going to say the condition is true. And it is going to add it plus 1, which will make it 10. So by the time it comes here and wants to do something here, if we want to check for example, now we say numbers 10, it's going to be undefined. It's now going to be undefined multiplied by 2. So by the time it's going to push an undefined value for you, which is not a number. So it's going to return none. Your last element is going to be none. However, if you put your increment at the end of the array, this is what's going to happen. It's going to come, okay, 9 is less than numbers dot length, true. And then it's going to do what you want it to do. And then we have a number 9, which is our last index actually. Numbers 9 is our last index because it's going to give us 10, yeah, which is the last element of our array. It's going to do it, and then it's going to check the increment. Okay, it's now going to be 9 plus 1, which is 10. It will now go and check, is 10 less than 10? It is false, and then it will stop the loop. It will just cancel it. The loop will break out because it has accomplished what it is. Do you understand better now?
Yes, thank you.
Yup, yup, yup. With what mistake did I make here that I did not make it work at first? Interesting. Okay, we move. So that's the while loop. And then we also have another thing called do while loop, which is extremely similar to the while loop, but it has a difference. If, for example, this while loop, what it does is it checks the condition before it does the work you want it to do. It's like there are two different kinds of people. There are some people that they collect the money before they do the work you tell them to do. There are some people that will do the work, collect the money, and then continue doing the work and collect the money, and so on and so forth. For example, it's like you go for a job interview, and then they're like, okay, you'll be starting tomorrow, but before you start, let us discuss your salary. So now, if you like the salary, you start the job. If you don't like the salary, you do not start the job. And then another company can come and say that, okay, this is it, though. You just have to, you know, you just have to take arts. The thing is, we cannot discuss a salary for now until after the end of the month. That is, until after you have worked for 1 month. It is now after that 1 month, and then I'll be like, okay, let us discuss the salary. So if you like it, you continue the work. If you don't like it, you stop working. But the fact is, you've already worked for 1 month. So the while loop is the first example I gave, while do while is the second one. So do while is it does the work first before even checking the
Tó bá ti
condition.
dá wọn lóhùn.
So it does the work first.
Rárá.
Yo, Miss Busari, can you mute your mic?
So it does the work first before checking the condition. So for example, let's say I have an array. Let me just repeat the examples again. Let's food array be equal to um beans, rice, and mango. Yes. Let's say we have a food array like this and want to turn this array to uppercase. This is what we are going to do. Do um of course we are going to have to declare. The reason why I'm not going to say let again is because we've already used let here. So if I use let again, it's going to cause a problem. So let I be equal to 0. What do I want you to do? Food array my I to uppercase. I want to change them to capital letter. And then I will give it a condition. What's the condition? That I is less than food array dot length. And that is not all. I will also have to give it the increment. So to do it first, I said I is equal to 0. So it's going to start from 0. Bam. Do it. After it does it, it's going to come here. 0 plus 1, it will increase it. And then check. Is 1 less than this? But the fact is, it does first. For example, now, let's say this condition is even false. Let's say I change it. I have said the initial value is 0. And I have told it that the condition is that if the value, that is this if it is greater than the food dot length array, that the food dot length, that is the length of the food array, that is when I want it to do this. Even though my first value is 0, and 0 is not greater than the food dot length array. Why? Because the length of this array is 3. That is 0 is not greater than this. This will return false. Even though this will return false, it will still do this thing once. For example, now if I food array or I'm coming. Food array. I'm coming to uppercase beans. Oh, I have to save it. It did not modify it. So let me declare an array. let upper food array be equal to empty empty array. So after that, I want to push it inside. I want to push it inside. It's going to be upper food array dot push, and then I'm pushing upper inside. So by the time I check upper food array, we have only beans. Even though this condition was wrong, it still executed this loop once. That's what do while is for. That whether the condition is right or the condition is wrong, you want to get you want to get what's inside this scope executed at least once. That is when you use the do while loop. And yeah, it's possible there might be situations like that. That's okay. You want to execute it once, whether the condition is true or the condition is not true. If the condition is now true, it can now continue. But at least you want this to be executed once. That's what the do while loop is for. Are there questions? I know there are questions. I know there are questions. Are there questions? Let me put this down. No questions? I'll move on now. Okay. There are going to be exercises anyway. We have another type of loop called the for off loop. The first one we did was just the for loop. Now we have the for off loop. So we use for off loops for arrays. It is a very handy way to iterate through an array if we are not interested in the index of each element of the array. Even though there's a way you can actually get the index from that though, but we're not talking about that now. So this is the way of writing it. I'm coming. Okay, I'll write it myself. So the for off loop. Mm, let's say we have of an array of animals equal to, I know, goats, gentle ones, sheep, cow, monkey, and hey, who can spell chameleon? This is spelling. Guys, is this spelling of chameleon? Hello?
Yes, I just.
Okay, good. So now let's say we want to change each of this to uppercase. Each of the elements here, we want to change it to uppercase using for each. So for, okay, let me just type so this is how it works. For condition, condition, and um, block of code to be executed. So this is how it works. So this is how it works. So this is how we'll go. For you have to declare a variable that used to iterate. In other words, you have to declare a variable that you use to loop or go into this array. Just imagine that variable as a person, and then it is going to go inside this array and taking the elements one by one inside this block of code for execution. That's how you should imagine it. Imagine it as someone that is taking each to go and take a goat, put it inside the block of code to be executed. Go and take a sheep, put it inside the block of code to be executed, and so on. So you have to declare it inside. You can use let to declare it. You can say let each. Can name it anything. Let each of then the name of the array animals. You can use const to declare it. It is const each of animals when, of course, even if you use const each of animals in another loop, you can still use const each of whatever again, since they're in different scopes, they're in different blocks of code. And you can do it without using any declaration at all. You just say it like that, each of animals, it will still work. However, I'm using strict mode currently, so I have to always declare my variables, or else it will be giving me errors. So this is it. So now this each, every single time it will go inside animals. That's why it lets each of animals. It will go inside animals and take one element at a time in orderly. That is, as their indexes are increasing. So it's going to go and take goods first. So if I say uh, console.log log each, what's going to happen is that it is going to go inside the first time each of animals go inside. Take the goats. Anywhere you put each, you are going to have goats. This is what you are going to have. You are going to have goats. It's going to do it. The second time, it will go inside animals. These animals. Take the next one it finds. Put it for execution. This is the only code we have to execute. Console.log each. It will exist to console.log sheep. Go inside animals and so on and so forth till it does not find anything again. After chameleon now, it will go inside again. It does not find anything and your loop will end. So that is how it works. The for each of the for of loop. That's how it works. It works for arrays, works for objects, and it works perfectly. So does anyone have a question about the for each for of loop? Does anyone have a question about that loop?
Sorry, damn Larry, please can you come again about the for of loop?
Okay. Uh, so this is how it works. For, that is a condition. And but now inside the condition table, inside the condition bracket, you are declaring a variable that is going to represent each element of your array. For now, we're talking about arrays. So that variable is going to represent each element of your array. For now, it can actually be a destructured. Okay, I will not talk about now, but just have it in your mind that it can be a destructured version of what you have here. So now, this variable is going to represent each of the elements inside your array. And each time it executes this code, the next time it's going to execute the code, is going to execute it for the next element of the array. For example, now, the first time is going to go each for each of animals is going to enter the array. The first time, the each is going to represent goods. If I say console.log, I keep using this bracket. I I like, oh, I should be capital letter. I like each. So the first time, each is goods. Each is going to enter and take goods. And anywhere there is each, I am going to have goods. So it will do that. The next time is going to be sheep. The next time is going to be cow, and so on and so forth. So each time, so every time, each is going to take the value of an element of the array. That's how it works. So now in my console, I'm going to have I like goat, I like sheep, I like cow. This is it. Oh no, this is not it. This is it. Then oh, I did not save it. Then we check. I like goat, I like sheep, I like cow, I like monkey, I like chameleon. In other words, it's like this. I like each. It's going to go again. I like each, I like each, I like each, I like each. But the thing is that it is a loop. So every time each enters the loop to be executed, the next time it is going to take the next element of the array. Do you understand better?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. So that's how it works. The for of loop. These are other examples here, number times number. So each represents that element. So now, if you want to get the index of the element, like I
So,
was, yes,
so I have
mm-hmm,
a question.
ask away.
Okay, concerning that goat, those things you write there, is
Mm.
there how like goat instead of just writing the each?
You are breaking or ask again.
I said, is there how I can just how to just get only one of the arrays there instead of getting all those goats, the sheep, everything in the animal. That's
What
what I
it
mean.
does is that it loops. It loops. That is, and when you use each, it is
Can you
going
hear me,
to.
sir?
I can hear you. I'm answering your question. It loops. That's what it does. And what this each of animals does is that it is going to do this loop until the last element it finds in
Each.
animals.
Okay.
Or you can do this, you can actually create a condition. I think this should be possible. Let me try it. If each is equal to, let's say you want to stop at goats. No, no, goats is the first one. Let's say you want to stop at cow. You can say if each is equal to cow. I think this should work. Break. So this is what is going to happen. If I save it now and go to the console, you are going to have this. Let's see. So I like goats, I like sheep, I like cow, and it stopped. Why? Because I specified a condition that once each is equal to cow, it should break. Break means stop. Just get out of the loop. You have done your work. I don't need you anymore. That's what break does. So now, but without a conditional statement that will specify a moment when there is going to be a break in the loop is going to continue till it gets to the last element of that array, in which in our case is animals. Do you understand? You get me? Okay, it's off. It's off.
Yes.
Okay, cool, cool. So yeah, that's what they are doing
Yes, I
here.
understand.
Const tech of web text. So they're like for each element of web text. So I want you to change it to show me on the console, and don't just show me as uppercase for each of the elements. And on the console, you are going to have all of these, but they'll be in uppercase. That's what it does. So that's what off does. It does till the last one. So const countries, yeah, still the same thing. Oh, this is what I just did actually. So now break. Break is used to interrupt a loop. For example, if you have a loop here and then you want to break when it is 3, you want to stop the loop when your iterator, that is in this case I, is equal to 3. You are going to say if I is equal to 3, it should break out of the loop. So when it finds out that I is equal to 3, it will break out of the loop and it's just going to stop it. It is going to stop it just like that. And then the opposite of break is continue. No, not really opposite. What continue does is that it skips. We use the continue keyword. We use the keyword continue to skip certain iterations. For example, if, and it's actually very, very important. It's very, very, very important. The continue one, we're using it once in a while. Let me use the while loop. Okay, I have to say my I is equal to 0. If I say while I is less than 10, I want it to I want it to ah okay, I want it to console.log um my favorite number is what? Favorite number is I. So, but now there are some numbers I do not like. Let's say I like all the numbers from 1 to 10, except I don't like number I don't like number 3 and I don't like number 5. And I'm going to do this. If um I is equal to 3, that is the number I don't like, the number I want to skip. Continue. That is, it's not going to say I like the number. And also, if I is equal to 3, or wait, have we done this? No, we've not done this. Okay. Yeah, we've not done this. So I'm going to write two different conditions. If I is equal to, but okay, I don't like 5 too. Continue. So now this is what's going to happen. When it is 0, I never said I hated 0. So it will come here if I is equal to 0, 3. Is 0 equal to 3? No, it won't do this. It will come here again. Is 0 equal to 5? It will not do this. And then it will do this one that is inside the loop itself. Console.log, my favorite number is 0. Oh, I did not put an increment. And then it's going to increase it. You go again. 1, yes. 2, yes. 3. When it gets to 3, it's going to check this condition. Is I equal to 3? Yes. So it's going to enter and do what is here. Continue. So what continue means is that it will not do anything for I equal to 3. It will not do anything to just continue. Skip 3 and go to 4. It will do for 4. Okay, 4 is less than 10. That's true. It will come here. 4 is not equal to 5. Yes, so it's going to do this. It will increase again by 1. That's 5. Go. 5. If I equal to 5, continue. It goes to the next one. Like that and like that and like that. So now if I check what's on my console, I'm going to have did I know console.log you? I like cow, I like sheep. I is equal to 0. But that console.log is somewhere else. UI is less than 10. Wait, why is even my code cannot work? Where have I made another mistake again by? I'm coming. Let's figure out. See what will happen.
Could it be because you didn't use the let for that I?
No, I don't need to. I already declared it up here.
Thought you're on strict mode. Okay, okay. It's running now.
My favorite number is It's 6. I know, but it's showing me undefined in some places. And I want to see why it is undefined in those places.
That's because you're some of these while these loops they are expecting a return statement. So I don't think you're returning anything. You're performing an action, but you're not returning anything. So that's why there's that undefined there. Do you understand?
No, what I'm saying is that I'm coming. I can't move this. Oh, I know why it did not show. It's I get it now. Because I did not put this at first, so the thing started hanging. That's the problem now. It was hanging. That was the problem. So I have to
All right.
dispose it and open another one. It was hanging. Okay, can you see? This is it now. It's still loading. It's hanging. It's not showing anything. I have to take it away. It will delete when it's done. So yes, now everything is working. Now everything is working as expected. So our favorite numbers are here. This and this and that. My favorite number is this. 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 If I don't want this to appear, my favorite number is 0. My favorite number is 1. My favorite number is 2. And then 3. I told it to continue. It will. Hey, what's going on here? My favorite number is 3. Let me do this one though. My favorite number is 1. My favorite number is 2. Oh, this one I. My favorite number is 1. Hey, interesting. Continue. Continue wrongly. Continue. Seems my VS Code is really on drugs today.
What if you use the while loop instead of a for loop? It might be something. Check it out.
Hmm?
What if you just pick up the loop you use? Maybe the way that this maybe you can console the log what will happen at each instance so why this happens. I know
It
why
was
loop takes a
hanging
long sha.
again.
What's hanging in a
The
lot of the
system is hanging.
Yeah,
Are you sure you're not running one loop, one very very long loop? Because that
somewhere,
was the
share.
same issue I was having. Uh,
Yeah, probably. Because
maybe you're running
this thing
some
is
different loop.
just
Maybe just console just comment every other thing above and just do your stuff below.
yeah. At least
Maybe
now
there's a
it's
loop
working.
somewhere that keep running. Because even your quokka is
Yeah,
not even
yeah, yeah,
responding
yeah.
self for
That's
your
true.
VS
That's true.
Code.
That's true.
Your quokka is not responding.
Sure, sure. Let's see now. Then I have to declare this. Even take time to revive the coca back. That's the thing now.
Look at your line 57.
57. Yes. I'm increasing it by
Okay,
1.
okay, okay. Okay.
I have to dispose it again. Number of things I've disposed there. Ha! Eh, interesting. Wait, let me try to do for loop. That's something I'm running somewhere that is causing problems. But I've restarted my computer, but 0 less than 10 I plus plus. And we move to let's copy this. Paste here. Now my cooker is not back to life. Try and bring it back. If equal to 5. Something is making this thing to hang somewhere and I do not know. Ah, it's back. It's alive. So let's check. I'll now have to break this one again and reload it. All the ones that are loading. Yep. So this is it. It's going to give me. Coming. So I am going to get my favorite number is okay. Like I said, I don't like 3 and 5. If is equal to 3, continue. So it is going to skip 3 and it's also going to skip 5. This is it. My favorite number is 0. My favorite number is 1. My favorite number is 2. When it gets to 3, it's going to continue the loop. My favorite number is 4. My favorite number is 5. It's going to continue the loop. It's going to skip it and continue. My favorite number is
Sorry,
6.
that hello?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Try that while loop again. Let's see what is
Okay.
wrong.
So let me make this one. Ha, Coca has disappeared again. Funny thing is, I don't even know where. My favorite number is 6. My favorite number is 7. My favorite number is. Come. Ah, it's working, no?
Yeah, I know it worked. That was it. It worked.
So, was it my laptop that was just on drugs? Okay. It's been long since I switched it off, Sha. So it's understandable. Well,
You
we
need to change the first one to 3.
thank you. 3. Yes, so it's going to skip 3. So yeah, there you have it. I have to restart the laptop after class. So that's the for each loop, that's the while loop, this is continue, and then we have exercises. So the exercises are actually not. Oh, let's do this one. Number 4. Who is going to do this for us? I remember this exercise very well.
Yeah.
So who is going to do number 4 for us? If nobody is going to volunteer, I will not volunteer. Someone else will volunteer. Uh, this is spelling of chameleon.
So
People already running away. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mr.
yeah,
Emmanuel.
all the senior men and women that have been making noise. Where are you guys? Come out.
Mr.
Fall out.
Emmanuel.
Sir,
Yes. Wait, Mr. Right? I was right.
sir.
Okay. Come help us solve
No,
this.
I'm not Mr.
Miss Emmanuel. Does not change anything. So this question, we want to get this pattern.
I'm not a mister. I'm still a young boy.
Ah, yeah, I know you Mister. You're young. Okay. Yeah, young boy Emmanuel.
Yes.
mm-hmm. Uh,
Okay.
help us
Oh,
with
Bachelor
this.
Emmanuel.
Yes. We want to get this pattern and we need a loop for it. A loop to get this
I
pattern.
just nah.
This is the pattern. How do we get it?
This is the stuff lined up for me.
So help us. So
Okay, is it one of the loops in the
you can use
what's it called?
anything
Ah,
for
is it
it.
for loop I'm going
Wh-
to use like this? Let me
It
check
is
the
up
for
to
loop.
you. While loop,
Okay.
for loop, any loop. I'm waiting for you.
So I don't know how to start. Okay. Let me do like let or maybe const anyone.
Eh? I'm listening. Oh. Surprise me.
Let alphabet equals hash.
Alphabet. Okay. First spelling of alphabet by okay be equal to hash.
Or maybe alpha.
Yes, yes.
Then four for the for loop.
Four. I'm waiting. Oh.
For
Mm-hmm.
bracket.
Brackets.
Then the yes. And after bracket. Curly
After
braces. Yeah, curly
ah,
braces. After the bracket.
I like this your loop.
Curly braces after the bracket.
I have put it. I have put it. Relax.
Yeah. Enter. Press enter. You know, be space in between it.
Wow. Nice loop. Nice loop.
Okay, so inside the bracket.
I'm inside the bracket.
Okay. Sir, I don't know how to be again.
Okay, who wants to at
Sir,
least
I have
he has written the
I
loop.
try again, but I want to try like
So who wants to help him? Who wants to help young man Emmanuel? Who wants to help the young man? Miss Busari. Hello, Miss Busari. Ha. Miss Busari. Madu, you guys are running away from the question.
Sorry, I'm with you now. No, no, it's loud where I am.
Okay. So help us. We want to create this pattern on our console. We want our console to show this. Oh, it looks like stairs. So yes, we want our pattern to show this beautiful pattern. That's what we want our console to show. So Mr. Samuel has helped us with the for loop. So now I want to continue from where we left.
Okay. Um.
Or chill, before you start, tell
Uh,
me, what do you see? What's special about the pattern? This is the first thing it shows, this is the next thing, this is the next thing, this is the next thing.
the number is increasing by one.
Okay. The pattern increases
Yes,
oh
by one.
hashtag increases uh, by 1. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So let us go. Actually, that's the only logic you need, to be honest. So you just have to create a loop that will follow the
Yes.
logic.
Yes.
So now let's use the for loop since Mr. Emmanuel started with the for loop. Or you hate for loop.
Me?
Mm-hmm. Do you want to go with the for loop?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. Let's continue. Mr. Emmanuel has helped us with this beautiful thing that we have here. So let's continue with it.
So let I equals to 0. I less than 7.
Just like that. I less than 7. Let me
Abi?
take the mouse away. Don't
Okay,
you,
let's declare the I
wait,
outside.
don't you think something is meant to be here?
Oh, the break tag. That's semicolon.
Yes, semicolon. Continue. I less than 7.
Yes, the break tag. Then I plus plus.
Uh, it's just a semicolon, no, it's not the break tag.
Oh, okay. Then
We're almost done.
that
We're
will be
almost done.
I times alphabet. Return, is it return?
I times alphabet.
Yes,
I.
alphabet is the ash times.
So you want to multiply it? Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. Continue.
Omo. You're supposed to bring the answer now.
Eh. So I should console.log it.
Yes.
Yeah. Undefined nan. Undefined nan. The thing is, I
Now.
is a number. You are multiplying a number by a string, which is literally a
Oh.
taboo. If JavaScript could talk, it would be like never. So this is wrong. You guys should try. You guys should try. You guys should try. You guys are almost there. Oh. I'm serious. And it's not as well I'm joking. You guys are almost there.
Return. Wait, I don't think that's the issue.
Return. What do you want to return? Why do you want to return something? This is not a
Ah,
function. It's a loop. It will continue. Just 3 more lines
I
to
don't
go.
know.
In fact, 2 more lines. Let me just say 2 more lines to go. Because the third line is just console.log. Now, what if you can be increasing this hashtag that you've created? Okay, give me a loop that can just be increasing it by 1. That is, every time it enters the loop, it is going to print one more alphabet.
I plus plus.
Eh? So anytime it enters
Okay.
the loop, I want it to be printing one more
Now what of
hashtag.
like this? Let's do it like this. Should I continue? That's what I want to say.
Say it now. I'm waiting for you. My hands are on the keyboard.
Okay. What of that way we wrote it like that? Then we just say, okay, let's just start like this. Less than equals.
Eh?
How many is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? The triangle is 7. Okay, we already said that place you used that place you write. Why not? But that place before the 7, can there be an equals to there?
Wait, let me remove my glasses. Okay, let me put the equal to there for you.
Okay. Then we now put a document or right. No, wait,
Ah,
not there. Yes, inside this bracket.
th- this one here.
Calming
Document
It's
down, no,
inside this
calming down.
bracket. Yeah.
document dot right. My type.
Yes, inside this bracket.
Ah,
Calming down,
Okay.
calming down.
I just trying to.
ah, you are
Okay.
trying. No.
Then okay, I'm not talking again. I'm not talking again. I'm not
No, keep
talking
going. I'm
again.
enjoying your method, please.
Maybe you
So
should just do what you want to do. It's like I just do what you want to do. Don't
No,
worry.
brother, come. Let me wear my glasses again. I want you to tell me something. The logic of how you want to solve it. Let's try to get the logic first. What's the logic? Like, what do you want to do? Like, okay, for example, now you want to start a business, a poultry business. You have to have a farm. For example, we know this is what we want to create. That means our first problem has been solved. That is, we know the way to go because there are some times that you don't know what to do. But now we know something we want to create. We have an end point. So now we need a way to reach this end point. So I now want you to give me the logic. Okay, sure. The first person, Miss, I forgot her name. Her name starts with B. She has said that okay, the hashtag increases by one. That's what she notices here. So now, how can we make the hashtag increase by one every time? You have already tried. You created a variable with an assigned value of hashtag, a string that is an hash to it. I want to be increasing this data that is inside this variable by one every time. What is the logic to do that? Anybody can jump into. Let me first take away this document dot right. Wait, let me even check the questions. Ehen. Look at something like this. It's it's similar. And this is not the hardest question though. Still have prime numbers, whatever there. This is not the hardest question though. I'm telling you guys. The questions are not hard though. I'm not scaring you guys. The questions are not hard. But it's just not the hardest question there. Yeah. Okay. Let me give you guys an hint.
But sir, that
Yes.
no, that way I want to write it. There was like a time. There was one time like that I was reading this Stack Overflow book on JavaScript. I saw it like that, and they wanted to do
Wait,
something more
wait,
or less
wait.
similar to this.
The
This
book, the
Ashash.
book, the book is not wrong. The book is not wrong. The thing is, you probably started reading the book from the wrong
Okay.
place. That is it. It's like, for example, now, maybe when I was in primary school, I should now start reading Strength of Materials. That the book is not wrong, but it is me that took the
Okay.
book because I would not understand it yet at that point in time. That is why. Forget
Mhm.
about document dot right for now.
Okay.
Forget about it.
Because the way okay, because the way they even the way it was even written, if I should remember very well,
The thing is, even if
this
you
place that I used let alphabet is still equals to hash. I'm hearing you, sir.
continue,
Okay,
I
that
can
place
hear
I
you.
wrote like if I should remember clearly, like that place I wrote that let alphabet equals to
And
hash.
now, chill.
It was not let
Let me
alphabet. They just used like two
chill.
alphabets.
Let me tell you something. Chill. Let me tell you
Okay.
something. When you see something online, whether it is you
Okay.
read it on Stack Overflow, you do and that, you
Yeah.
don't just read the solution.
Uh,
You understand the solution and you understand the logic behind the solution. Now, this is it. Let's say what you saw. was a similar question. What you are meant to do is understand the logic behind the solving of that question and bring it to your new problem that you have, and then try and kind of manipulate that logic that you have with the existing knowledge that you possess, and then you bring it into that solution and it solves it for you. Not that you take that solution as it is, that oh, this is a solution, boom, and then you just pour it. It doesn't work that way. No, it is hard to, okay, there are some problems that might be the same, but as you go, you find out that
Yeah.
problems are not the same. So, can someone else help us? I was hearing a voice. I heard the feminine voice. Miss Joyce did not come
We
today.
have smart minds here now. Where are they now? You guys should see now.
They are hiding. No. Miss Olani, is she there? Are you there? Are you with us?
Yeah, I'm with you, sir.
Yeah, can you help us with this problem?
Halimot is here too. Rukayat is here. These are the guys
You
that used
guys should
to
come out
mention us
now.
now.
You guys should come out.
Where are they? Root is here.
You guys should come
Uh,
out. What are you guys waiting for?
OG Prince is here. Ah,
Why are you guys hiding
my
now? This is
So
a
first
question.
off, I think is not um an additional increment. It
Mhm.
is an exponential increment. So you get to multiply a number by itself. It's the same kind of pattern. So
Mhm.
it's like when you have a times a, we give you a squared. You know. But in
Okay,
this case,
I
it's hard.
understand. I understand where you're coming from, but okay. Let's just go. So, what should I multiply by?
So the incremental rate, can we change it to something of power
Well, what do you want to increase it by?
so that okay, you can leave it that way. Don't worry. Let's console.log. You already defined alphabets.
Yes, I already defined alphabet.
Console.log. What's the best way to present this? Yes, my battery is low. I have like 1% left and there's no light. I don't
Mm,
have pen.
don't worry, you'll
I
finish
can go.
it.
Um,
Someone will take over. Don't worry. Just continue. Console.log.
put the backticks. No, it's not a strange. Don't put the backticks. Put it. Put the strange. So you have alphabet to the power.
I want you to take note that alphabet is a string, not a number.
Okay. That's fine. I'm just yeah, it's a strange. Okay, backticks then. Thank you. Then you now have dollar sign curly braces.
You mean this?
Yeah, curly. Then you have alphabet within it.
Mm-hmm.
This come out of the backtick and raise it to the power of pi. By multiplying the multiplications are in times two, then yeah.
I
Then
want you to have you
no,
know that alphabet is not a number. Alphabet is a string. Can you multiply, for example, it's like you want to multiply goat by 2. Goat is a string. You cannot multiply goat by 2. It's a string. If it was a number, even if
Can
it
we,
was a number, if
can
you,
we, is it
yes,
possible to,
I'm listening.
what I'm saying is,
is
if
it
it
possible
was,
to
is it,
cast,
is it possible to what?
let's cast it, possibly change it to a number?
How can you change ash to a number?
Okay, so you simply
that question is deep.
um
Oh.
open that within this console.log, except you want to define a variable then be before the console.log. Before the console.log line, let's have a line there where we can define it.
Okay.
Um, Number into brackets,
Number.
alphabet. Yes, now you are converting something from a string to a number
Before I do this, let me
because
ask you.
this
Let me ask
multiplication
you. Let me ask you something.
works with numbers.
What? Okay.
Sabakali had it.
What number do you think alphabet will give? Do you think Ash will give you? You guys should know
As
that
we are using the
if,
ash.
for example, if five was a number here, if five was the string here, if I convert it to a number, it will give me five as a number because the five that is present here is a string. So if I want to convert this string into a number, I can now use this method, or I can just even say plus alphabet and to convert it to a number for me instead of a string. But now what we have is hash, which is in no way a number. Might have a key code, but we don't even need that right now. In other words, we just want it to show on the console like this. This is what we want to see on the console. That is, the first time we want it to show one hash. The second time we want it to show two hashes. The third time we
Okay,
want it to
can we
show.
just increment the hash then?
We should just increment it.
Yeah, that's alphabet plus.
Okay, okay. Mm. But now we
It's
should
like people
increment.
don't know.
We should increment it by
If I
what?
hear what you say now,
Alphabet, that's the addition operator.
Plus.
Then
it's not a number.
Wait,
assign it to
wait. Let me see. Let me see.
hash itself.
Okay, okay, okay. This. Mm-hmm. Then what? Ah, this is cocaine. Then what?
Then we console dot yes, semicolon. Then I think we console dot log alphabet.
The console.log alphabet. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. This is what you will get. Do you know why you will get this?
I think it should be alphabet plus plus.
No, no. It's not alphabet plus plus. It is not a number. Now, correct your mistake. Whoever spoke, correct your mistake. This is not the pattern we want. As you can see, the first one was 1, not 2. And the last one you're having here is about 8, not 7. So
Okay, I
con
think we should. I think since from the question, since we are having seven, we should let I be less than
that's not where your problem is.
eight.
I'll just cut our time short. That's not where your problem is.
Okay.
Think about the code very well as if you are the one implementing it. It is similar to something I was explaining when we're talking about the while loop and someone asked me a question.
Okay, I think
Extreme, in fact,
could
it
it
is the
be
same
could it
thing.
be where the problem should be where the increment counter is the I plus plus.
So, where do you think it should be?
I think we should use. Is it possible to do a pre-increment? I don't know.
No.
Or if we're using a while loop, we change the
Think,
where the
chill, calm
increment
down.
is.
Think about this block of code. Think about it logically. Let me help you think about it. We enter the loop when I is 0. That's the starting point. We enter the loop. Immediately we enter the loop, we have already added another hash. Then it is now after we added that hash, that's when there is now console.log. And JavaScript works line by line, except in some promises case, it
I'm
works line by
Larry.
line. Hmm?
Okay, I think.
Sir, sir,
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
can there also be another code that will be I equals to zero? Equals to one.
Mm-hmm.
Damn
Alphabet
Larry.
Wait, let me answer the
zero.
first person. If you put I equal to 1, it is going to do from 1 to 7, actually.
Okay, okay.
But that is not even the problem. That is not even the problem. What we are
okay,
talking
can
about,
we change? I don't know. Can we change?
Alphabet dot equals zero.
Can we?
No.
alphabet what?
Damn Larry, please, can I try?
Wait, someone said alphabet is equal to 0. Who said alphabet is equal to 0? Person is shy.
First can't be equals to zero now.
Okay.
Damn Larry, maybe we should remove that alphabet plus
I
equals
said
to
alphabet
hash
dot
and put it.
equals zero.
No, 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 no. No, that will not work.
Damn Larry,
Mm-hmm.
please, can we put that alphabet plus equals to hash under the console.log? Like cut it out, then put it under. Yes.
And then you have it. Hurrah. You have this. But now this is going to do 8 times. So you can either do this here. You can change it to 1. So yes.
Then in the condition, you remove the equals to.
Yes. 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 Can you guys see? Just 3 lines. Oh, now it's looking like 4 lines. It looks as if I lied. Yes. Just 3 lines.
So, what's the logic behind this new solution, please?
The logic behind it is that this was the old solution. Okay, let me just shift it up. This was the old solution. This was what he said. So now what your solution is that okay, you declared hashtag out here. Cool. And then you now said you enter the loop. And in the loop you declared, you made a decree that I should start at 0 and I should end when it is 6. And then the loop should be increasing by 1 every single time what is inside the block of code inside is executed. The next time I should be increased by 1. So now when I was 0, you entered your code. You now said alphabet should be equal to alphabet plus hashtag. Meanwhile, you already said alphabet should be equal to hashtag outside. So already at this line, you already have 2 hashtags before it console.logs it. Do you understand the
Okay.
mistake now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas in the right scenario, what happens is that what it does is that it enters, and immediately it enters, the first thing it does is to console.log alphabet, which at this point is still 1. So it console.logs it, and then it adds another hashtag to it. Then it goes, executes it again, console.logs it, add another hashtag until I is 7. So when I is 7, it will return false here. And once it returns false, it gets out of the loop, stops. So I also did not lie when I said it was easy, because you guys can see that it's actually easy. Yes, yes, yes. So there you have
Let me
it.
factor the code. Not plain like this. Can be factored now.
They should what?
Can be factored.
They should write it another way.
Refactored. No, like clean, like still make this better.
Uh-huh.
This is not the best can be now.
Inside that console.log, we can remove all those extras.
You can actually remove the alphabet, the line online 80.
Oh,
Move
you,
the hash there. No. The hash in that The ash there, just remove the ash.
But then if I now
Mm,
remove the
alphabet,
hash,
no, no, no. Alphabet is equal to empty string.
okay.
You get.
Oh, I get.
Yeah.
Then if it was like that,
Then you
then his
just take the
method would be
console.log
correct.
down.
Then his method would be
Yeah, then
correct.
makes it
If it was
cleaner.
like that, his method would be correct.
I
Boom.
don't understand though.
What happened
Please, that
basically
means
is
let's keep it to the other one, Biko. Let's not confuse them. Let's leave
no,
it at the
no. You
other one.
No,
guys,
it's not
it's
even
logic
that
now.
other
You
one. I
guys
Understand.
don't
have to
understand it.
understand the logic. You guys have
How
to
but I don't
understand.
understand it too.
Gee, this was how it
Rather, this one
was.
is the easier way. Yeah.
This was how it was before. You guys understand this one? Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yes.
So
Yes.
the thing is, what we want you guys to be able to do is that even if the solution changes, you guys have to understand the logic. Because as it stands now, if you guys have any problem that is not this problem, it might still give you problems because you don't understand the logic behind it. So the logic behind this one, I will explain it again, even though you guys say you understand, but I'll still explain it if I go to another one. We declared a variable called alphabet inside and assigned a string hash to it. Then we created a loop that runs from 0 to 7, although it does not do when it's 7. So it's from 0 to, let me say, 6. That's when it actually, the loop works from 0 to 6. And then each time it goes inside the loop again, I is increased by 1. That is, it goes when I is 1, again, I is 2, I is 3, and so on till it gets to 7 when it breaks out. So what this loop is that, so we said alphabet is equal to hash. That is, there is already a string called hash that is stored inside the variable alphabet. So we entered inside our loop and then we console.logged alphabet. And remember the alphabet already has hash inside. So it is that hash that will come out. Now, we want to be increasing it by one hash every single time. That was where you guys were getting it wrong. We were not increasing it by one, we were increasing it by hash. Alphabet plus plus is to increase a number by one. For example, now if we have 5, let num be equal to 5, and we want to increase 5 by 1. This is it, to increase numbers by 1. And it is also the same as writing this. That is, we are increasing this 5 by 1. That's what it means. But this time around, we want to be increasing this alphabet, which is hash. We want to be increasing it by hash, not by 1. That was the mistake you guys were making, which was what we did here. So each and every single time it enters the loop, it will be increasing the alphabet by hash. That is at first, and then when it increases it, it actually saves it inside. Let me show you. For example, I said let num be equal to 5. If I say 5 plus equal to 1, what's going on now? What am I doing? Num plus equal to 1. Good. That is, I have increased this num by 1, which was 5 before. If I check it the next time now, it is 6. That is, once it increases it, it stores it. This is the same as we did this, I think, our second class. Num is equal to num plus 1. In reality, this is what it means. Num plus 1 is equal to num. That is, this is what it is actually doing in reality. It adds what you have inside the variable num, which is 5. It adds it to 1. After adding it, it saves it inside this. It is going to be equal to the new one that we will have. Mathematically, this is how it is going to be. In mathematics, what this is, for those that are very good in mathematics, this will probably help you to understand it better. What this means in mathematics, mathematically, this is what it means. So now, and then once that happens, it actually stores that value inside num again. That is, num is no longer 5, it is now 1. It has increased by 1. Same thing is happening here. Alphabet is no longer hash. Alphabet has increased by hash. Alphabet is now hash hash. The next time it goes now, it will increase by another hash. It will become hash hash hash, and so on and so forth till it will get out of the loop. So now, what Tochi said was this: alphabet should be empty at first. Since alphabet is empty at first, with this same solution, once it enters console.log alphabet, it is going to, when I is still 0, that is, it has not done this, it is going to console.log alphabet, and alphabet at that time is still an empty string. So it is going to log out an empty string, which is not what we want. We want the first thing it logs out to be hash, which is why we are now going to put this at the top. Once this is at the top, it is going to add hash to the empty string that we have here. So alphabet now will no longer be empty. Alphabet will now have a value of hash. And then it will console.log it. Go again. We said that the increment we set it to is +1. So go again and do this plus hash. Save it inside alphabet. Alphabet now will be hash hash. And then it will console.log it, and so on and so forth till the end. Do you guys understand now?
Yes.
Yes.
You all understand?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. I'm not hearing everybody's voice, but at least that is good.
Yes, we understand.
Yes.
Okay, good. So, official.
Sade.
Oh, so both of you are even together. Interesting. So, if officially we have 2 minutes to the end of the class, which is when I'll stop the recording. But do you guys want to solve another question?
Yes, so
Yes. So,
Yes, let's try. Let's
okay.
try one.
You guys are motivated. That's good. Ah, no, no. I'm looking for one that
I
is.
have a question from yesterday's class, please.
No, that's for the revision class. There are two things you can do.
Oh,
You can
okay.
either send a message to the
Okay.
Slack channel. I don't know why you guys are not using the Slack channel. The Slack channel is meant for communication, for you to be able to communicate with people, ask questions, and so that we can answer you as fast as possible. Instead of going to WhatsApp and
No, we are not
saying
used to it.
200. Sometimes the new things are the best, though, and you have to get used to it. For example, now if I go to,
Sometimes the reply on Slack is slow.
what do you mean it is slow? It
I've
is
had an
not.
experience like that. I had to come
It's
back to
not
WhatsApp.
slow. It's
Ah,
not slow. Well, I always get notifications every message
me
that's
too.
posted on Slack.
Okay.
So
I'll just say we are sorry for that, but try again. But I doubt that. But try
try
again.
again, try again.
Try again. Because WhatsApp sometimes, when I check it, I'll see 100 messages. Trust me, I'm not going through everything. I am not. So if there is a question there, the question is gone. But on the Slack, you guys can reply. For example, if there's a topic now, you can reply in the threads and so on and so forth. So we'll be able to see the main messages that you guys are asking. So it makes it easier. So please. So I'm coming. I have to say something to the guys I'm recording for. Thank you for the class. You'll not be able to see the next question. I am sorry. That's an advantage for those that attend classes. Yes. Thank you.